Howdy folks, it's Joyce and I am back after a long hiatus. My previous recording device kind of bit the dust, so I'm using a very old one and I hope this works out. Today I'm going to share a mini album that I did for one of the countries that I had the opportunity to visit last year. For my 50th birthday, I went on a European trip for 2 weeks. So I'm doing a series of books. I'm going to try to do one for each country. We'll see how that works out. This one that I did is, this one is Belgium. And we just did like a half a day trip to Belgium. This was back in September before all the craziness started over there, and I'm so very glad that I got the opportunity to visit. So this is going to be for my Belgium pictures, and I think this one will hold about 40 pictures. I took quite a few, way more than 40, so I have the tedious task of trying to figure out which picture I want to put in this book. So this book measures 9 by 5.5, and it's chipboard. Started out with the grayish chipboard, covered it with some black cardstock from Recollections. The backs and the sides are pretty plain. I just did a Tim Holtz book plate and added some Want to Scrap pearls to that. I typed up the word Belgium on some of the pattern paper and put some acetate over this. On the back, it just has some of the metal corners on that, and I think I got those from they're either Recollections or they're Paper Studios, and the same for these right here and right here. This knob is from Paper Studios. This is Tim Holtz's Weathered Clock. Some more Want to Scrap pearls all around here. This little piece here is a wooden embellishment from Saw Crafters, as well as this mannequin Saw Crafters. This fence is from Petaloo. It's one of their Color Me chipboard pieces, and what I did is I just inked it with some walnut stain and some vintage photo, and then I put some glossy accents over it, and it was nice and shiny, and I'll tell you what happened to the dullness in just a minute, what happened to the shiny in just a minute. This leaf up here, this is an old Prima leaf. There's a combination of Prima flowers, Wild Orchid Craft, and some Recollections. On the fence, I added some moss. You can just get it from your local craft store. I added that on there. And because this moss will shed, what I did is I sprayed it with some sealant. And so once you spray it with sealant, it makes your flowers hard and stay in place as well. And but it will also take the shine off. So if you want it to be shiny, you'll have to, re-shine it up. It looks great the way it is, so I'm not going to do anything else to that part. These little flowers over here are from Paper Studios. No, I'm sorry. These are Kaiser Craft. These little leaves right here are Petaloo, and they came from a pack of little flowers, and I just used the little leaf out of there. Again, the Want to Scrap pearls are kind of strewn in there. I have this closed with 4 magnets, and I get my magnets from Amazing Magnets, and I think I use the ones that are 1/32 in the thickness, and these are 1/2 inch, and I used 4 of those. The side is pretty plain. Also, I really wanted it to have a really muted vintage feel to it. So I really like the way it turned out. So let's go ahead and open this up. And I'm going to be shifting back and forth because, again, it is a very long mini. I used a combination of 3 different paper packs. I used Tim Holtz's Crowded Addict. I also used Paper Studios Poetic Postage and DCWV, their Timeless Type Stack. And all 3 of these are old, but they are still available. I told you the cardstock I used to cover the chipboard is, I used the Recollections, whatever their black is, just a regular 65-pound. My spine, I made, I think they are like 2 3/4, the spines, and I got a little lazy. I was gonna do 6 pages, and then I thought, oh, I don't need to do that, but I could have. As you can see, I have quite a bit of room here, and then I could have put in the 6 pages easily. That was just me being a little lazy. Okay, so on this first page, I have some little ephemera pieces. This was like on clearance, these little pieces. These were from clearance at Hobby Lobby. They came in this pack. So, and I used those. This is a Downton Abbey die. I never saw the show, but I did like this die. So I picked this die up, and this is what it looks like. And I got it from Joann's. And so I made it out of a little pocket. And I put some acetate on this window. This little piece here is just a metal clip, and they're numbered. Those are Paper Studio. These are a combination of Prima flowers, and I think that might be a wild orchid, and I kind of took my gold pen and kind of went over it a little bit on the edges. Here's some more of those little cards. This pull out you can use as a frame for a picture. I use the Fiskars border corner punch, and this is what this looks like. That's what I used for that. That's a very old punch. Those punches were out around 2008, 2009. They're really hard to find now, and if you do find one, you're probably going to pay way more than what they cost then. I guess they didn't sell very well because they weren't out very long. But this postage comes out. This little card is from one of the paper stacks. So this comes out, and you can put a 4x6 photo in here. And then I'm going to type something and cover that with whatever it is I typed. So that's that. And then each one of the pages, scooch this down just a little bit. Each one of the pages has the same kind of pullout. And this pullout is a combination of 2 dies. This one is Heartfelt Creations. This is their border dies. They have 2 types of borders. This is the smaller one. This one is called Ornate Borders and Pockets. I don't know how well you can see that. That one is called Ornate. Now they have a larger one, and then this one is called Regal. And now this is just something I was playing with when I first got my dies. I always like to do a test cut So I was just playing with this, and so this is what I made from the Regal one. But again, this is the smaller one. And let's see. Oh, and then what I did, so I cut this part, just the plain black with this part on it first, and then what I did is I glued down a piece of patterned paper on top of that, and then I punched out one of these frames and glued it down. So, and then this is what it looks like on the back, and I have not adhered these all the way. What I'm going to do is take them off and type up whatever, you know, historical fact or whatever, just describing the picture that I'm going to put on there. And then after that, I will permanently adhere it to that. So that's how that goes. And each one has, each pocket has that same setup. This one, again, I used my Downton Abbey die and put a little acetate on here to create a window. With this tag, I used some seam binding. I kind of brushed over it with some of my distress ink, wet it and balled it up, and then you get the little crinkle effect. And this tag die, I used the Tim Holtz Tiny Tabs and Tags die. And then what I did is, because there's no shadow, I just created my own by tracing around it and just cutting it down a little bit. So that is how that works. Next page. This is a pretty simple page. This is a magnet closure. And so you just flip these two open. And they don't have anything on them, but I'm just going to type something out and some of the pattern paper and just put it on there. And then this is the place where I'll put my little photo. And then this was one of my punches, and I just covered it with some pattern paper and inked it, and then just used the brad to hold that in there. And then here, this is the card, the mat for that one. Okay. Next page. And you'll see that some of the paper has some of this, what do you call it, embossed work on it. A couple of the pages have that, some more of these little cards. And then this is the inside portion of that die. This is a better picture. So this would be the inside portion of the die there. And so I just clipped that to another one of those metal clips with the numbers on them that I got from Paper Studios or Hobby Lobby. This is a Hobby Lobby flower, and these are some wild orchid rosebuds here. On this page, I just created a little tiny on-page pocket and put some of those little cards in there. This is an old stamp sticker that I had from when I first started crafting, so it's very old. It was so old I had to glue it on. All its regular sticky was just totally gone. And then here is the photo mat for this one. And again, there's the back side of this one. And some more cards. And I love this. I was able to capture the rose, a little bit of that, and I like the music paper. It's really pretty. And then here is the pull-out photo mat for that one. Now on this page, I decided I wanted to get fancy. I didn't want my book to be too fancy. Books to me are of two types. They're either going to be functional or they're going to be pretty much display. And because I have well over 1,200 pictures of Europe, my books need to be more functional and less display. So here's a place, of course, where you can put a 4x6 photo there. And then when you lift this up, here is, let's see if I can get this in here. Here is another place up here where you can put another 4x6 photo. I can journal on here, or I can just put another photo there if I want to. I do have a lot of tickets and things like that that I got that I want to attach. Here's an on-page pocket here. And then here's another, some more ephemera cards there. Here's another postcard here. And then I like this embossed look on here. And since this is Belgium, on this page, once you take these little cards out of this pocket and you take out this photo mat here, you have a big old embossed bee. I thought that was so very cool. So I worked really hard to get that bee on this page. Now, these are some words that Tim Holtz, I think they're called the adventure words. And this is the script. And what I did to make my own embellishments is I cut this out about 3 or 4 times, glued it all together. And on top, the last layer is some patterned paper, and then what I did is I took glossy accents and I went over each one, let it dry, and created my own shiny embellishment. Wild Orchid, Prima, and Recollection Flowers. This is some of, not sure how well you'll be able to see this, but this is, here I used the Tim Holtz Gearheads dies. It's the ones that got like 20 something gears in it, and then it has the one corner piece. So I used that. I did the same thing that I did here, cut it out 3 or 4 times, put a pattern piece, cut that out for the top piece, and put glossy accents over that. This clock is by Momenta. So I use that, and I use one of the swing arms from that, and this moves a little bit anyway, so I try to make it a little bit interactive. And that's about it. So again, I can get about 40 pictures in here, between 3x5s and 4x6s. And then here is the last pullout for that one. And again, I'll take that off, type what I want on it, and then permanently adhere that one. And I left the inside of it very plain. If I want to, I could probably either punch out another one of these, or just, leave it plain and maybe just type something and put that in there. And this was one sheet of paper, and I kind of really worked to get this all, because I wanted to keep this area right here intact as much as possible. So that is my book, and I have got one book for the flowers. Most of the flowers come from France, and that's the book that I am working on now. I'm just doing the insert, so I should be back hopefully pretty soon with another show and tell. Thanks for watching. Bye.